ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So next we discussed about transverse waves and longitudinal waves. Next we can discuss what is the equation of the wave. First of all, equation of the wave. So generally in simple harmonic motion, so for example this is the wave, progressive wave. This is also called as progressive wave equation. Progressive wave equation. So in simple harmonic motion, generally what is the displacement formula? Y is equals to A sin omega t. We know about this. Displacement equation is Y is equals to A sin omega t. What is A here? Amplitude. Omega is the angular frequency or angular velocity. T is at that instant, time at that instant. If t is equals to 0 here, if t is equals to 0, then displacement also equal to 0. If t equals to 0, displacement equals to 0, no doubt about that. Now, for example, after traveling through the distance x, if x is distance travelled by the wave, distance travelled by the wave, let us say x, then time taken to travel the distance is, time taken to travel the distance, the time taken to travel the distance is, time can be written as distance by speed, where v is wave velocity, where v is called wave velocity. Wave velocity is different and particle velocity is different. Here it is the wave velocity. Particle velocity, how can we get the particle velocity? dv by dy by dt. So in simple harmonic motion we know v is equals to dy by dt, or that is equals to a omega cos omega t, or omega into square root of a square minus y square. We know this. This is the particle velocity. This is the particle velocity. Where this particle velocity is maximum? At mean position the particle velocity is maximum. At extreme position particle velocity is minimum. So this is the particle velocity. But what is V here? Wave velocity. With what velocity wave is travelling, not particles. With what velocity wave is travelling. So that V is called wave velocity. And we know this. What is the Y is the displacement equation, general displacement equation of the particle. So Y can be written as, so this is velocity of the particle, velocity of the particle. How can you define velocity of the particle? Rate of change of displacement. If you write this a omega cos omega t, or omega into square root of a square minus y square, you know about this in oscillation chapter. So this is particle velocity, but here V is the wave velocity. This is different. So later we can discuss, differentiate these two. So t is equals to x by v. Here the wave travels through the distance x in small time t seconds. Wave travels through the distance x in small time t seconds. Then t can be written as x by v. T can be written as x is the distance travelled divided by velocity of the wave. So from this we can write t minus x by v is equals to 0. What we can write it as? T minus x by v is equals to 0. So that means at the start of the time, at the start of the motion, t is equals to 0 and x equals to also 0. At the start of the time, t is equals to 0 and x equals to also 0. So that means in this equation, we know the equation y is equals to a sin of omega t. So at start of motion, t is equals to 0. T is equals to 0, but after certain time t seconds, t is equals to x by v. So in place of 0 I am substituting t minus x by v, sin omega into t minus x by v. For example, if the particle starts at this position, at the start of motion, t is equals to 0, no doubt about that. So here we can substitute t is equals to 0. Instead of 0, what I am substituting here? T minus x by v. T minus x by v it is. So therefore, y is equals to a sine omega t minus omega x by v. A sine of omega t minus omega x by v. So y is equals to a sine of omega t minus omega by v is called k, where k is equals to omega by v. So omega can be written as two pi so omega can be written as 2 pi of v can be written as f lambda. So k can be written as 2 pi by lambda. K is equals to 2 pi by lambda. So velocity, this v, what is v here? Velocity of the wave. Velocity can be written as, generally velocity can be written as distance by time. Reciprocal of time is frequency. Reciprocal of time is frequency. Distance is nothing but, let us say, wavelength. One wavelength. How can the wave travels means one wavelength or two wavelength, three wavelength, like that. So that's why v can be written as f lambda. So that's why vk equals to 2 pi by lambda, where k is called angular wave number or propagation constant. K is called propagation constant or angular wave number. K is called propagation constant or angular wave number. So this is the actual equation of the wave. Y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx. So this is the representation of the wave with respect to distance and with respect to time. Propagation of the wave with respect to distance. After certain distance, what is the displacement of the wave? We can calculate by substituting the t and k omega values like this. Representation of wave in terms of time and distance. So this is the actual waveform, equation of the progressive wave equation. This is also equation of the wave, or this is also called as progressive wave equation. Progressive wave equation. So where k is called here, omega by v is called k. K is called wave propagation constant or angular wave number. K value is 2 pi by lambda. Wave value k is equals to 2 pi by lambda, where lambda is wavelength of the wave. Where lambda is the wavelength of the wave. Because of v can be written as f lambda. We discussed v can be written as f lambda. Generally, velocity can be written as distance by time. Distance is nothing but lambda, wavelength in terms of, distance is in terms of wavelength. Wavelength is also the distance. And reciprocal 1 by t is nothing but reciprocal of time is nothing but frequency. That's why f lambda. V can be written as f lambda. So that's why tk equals to 2 pi by lambda. So this is progressive wave equation. And come to the point, personalities. So progressive wave equation, what we can write it as, y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx. Omega t minus kx. So the different forms, this can also be written as a cos of omega t minus kx, or y is equals to a sine of omega can be written as 2 pi by t into small t minus k can be written as 2 pi by lambda into x. A sine 2 pi common, small t by capital T minus x by lambda. This is also the one form. This is also the waveform. A sine 2 pi common. Omega can be written as 2 pi by t in terms of time period. K can be written as 2 pi by lambda. So sine 2 pi into small t by capital T minus x by lambda. So this is also one of the waveform. Next, y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx, a sine of k common, omega by k into small t minus x, a sine of k into omega by k is v, velocity of the wave, minus x. So generally k can be written as omega by v, or v can be written as omega by k, or omega can be written as vk. You must remember these relations. K is equals to omega by v, or v is equals to omega by k, omega equals to vk. So this is one form, sine of k into vt minus x, sine k into vt minus x. This is also one of the waveform. Next, this is one form. Different forms. So y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx here, a sine omega common t minus k by omega into x, a sine omega into t minus k by omega 1 by v, x by v. This is one form of the wave. These are the different forms of the wave equation. These are the different forms of the wave equation. Different forms of progressive wave equation. Progressive wave equation. See here. Next. Next it is, we can discuss about generally y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx. Generally this is the equation. Here omega t minus kx is called phase of the wave. Omega t minus kx is called phase of the wave, like this. Here what is the direction of the wave here? The wave starts from the origin and moving towards upward, moving upwards and positive in the direction of positive x axis. Here this is the propagation of the wave starting from origin and it is moving like this. That means traveling along the positive x axis. Traveling along the positive x axis. Here omega t minus kx is called the phase of the wave. If the wave traveling along negative x axis, if the wave traveling along negative x axis, what we can write it as? Y is equals to a sine of omega t minus k minus x, the distance of the wave in the negative x axis. So wave equation can be written as sine of omega t plus kx. This is the equation, the wave traveling along the positive x axis. Starting from origin, the wave moving upwards, the propagation of the wave is moving upwards and traveling along positive x axis. So that's why y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx. If the wave is traveling along negative x axis here, if the wave is traveling along negative x axis, so displacement of the wave is minus x. So that's why the equation can be written as y is equals to a sine of omega t plus kx, a sine of omega t plus kx. Next, and one more form of equation, y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx plus phi. This is the phase angle. This total is considered as phase, and here also certain phase angle also. Then equation also can be written as omega t minus kx plus phi. Omega t minus kx plus phi. What is phi? Initial phase. What is phi is called? Initial phase. Now, if the wave starts, if the wave starts from origin and moves downward, here let us say the wave starts from origin, here moving upwards like this, and what we considered, if the wave starts from origin and it moves downwards like this, what is the phase difference between this one and this one? Here it is moving upwards and here it is moving downwards. The phase difference is pi. Phi is equal to angle between upward direction and downward direction. What is the angle between upward direction and downward direction? Generally it is 180 degrees. So now the equation can be written as y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx plus pi. A sine of 180 plus theta. Sine of 180 plus theta, third quadrant. Sine is negative. A sine of omega t minus kx minus of sine of, this is 180, this total is considered as theta. Sine of 180 plus theta minus sine theta. So this can be written as sine of minus of omega t minus kx, a sine of kx minus omega t. If the wave starts like this, then the equation can be written as a sine of kx minus omega t. If the wave starts like this, we can write it as a sine of omega t minus kx. Or if the wave traveling like this, we can write it as a sine of omega t plus kx. In different waves, in different conditions, how can you write the wave equations? That is important here. If the wave equation given like this, what is the meaning of this? The wave is traveling in the negative x-axis. If the equation is given as a sine of kx minus omega t, a sine of kx minus omega t. What is the meaning of this? The wave is moving downwards like this. And the wave equation is given like this, then the wave is moving upwards, start from origin moving upwards in different cases. So this sine of 180 plus theta minus sine theta, sine of minus theta minus sine theta. So minus comes into this, minus of omega t, minus of minus plus, like this. So this is the equation of the progressive wave, equation of the progressive wave. Next. Next. So here equation of the progressive wave we discussed already. So what we can write, y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx. So this omega t minus kx is considered as phase of the wave. So that is considered as phi is equals to omega t minus kx. Generally phase of the wave is equals to omega t minus kx. Now what is the relation between phase difference and path difference? Now here relation between phase difference and path difference. Relation between phase difference and path difference. So here we know phi is equals to omega t minus kx1. So kx. So if the time remains constant, so let us say the wave is traveling like this. For phase phi 1, kx1, let us say the distance traveled is, let us say x1. For phase 1, here the phase is phi 1, phase is phi 1, the distance is x1. Next case, for the same time, in the same time is same here, this t is same, in the same time let us say the distance is x2, phi 2 is equals to omega t minus kx2. In the same time, the phase difference changes and path difference changes. Here the distance travelled is x1 and here the distance travelled is x2. Here the phase is phi 1 and here the phase is phi 2. Here time is constant. T is same in these two situations in the same time interval. Let us say in 1 second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds. The time is same. Let us say in 2 seconds, let us say the distance travelled by the wave is x1. And here in the same time 2 seconds, the distance travelled by the wave is x2. Then phase difference phi 2 minus phi 1 can be written as phi 2 minus phi 1 omega t minus kx2 minus omega t minus kx1. So phi 2 minus phi 1 can be written as delta phi, change in phase. Phi 2 minus phi 1 is considered as delta phi. So here omega t minus kx2 minus omega t plus kx1, omega t gets cancelled. Delta phi is equals to k into x1 minus x2. So delta phi is equals to k into x2 minus x1 can be written as delta x. x2 minus x1 minus x2 can be written as delta x. Delta phi is equals to k into delta x. K into delta x. This is the relation between the phase difference and path difference. Delta x is the path difference in the same time interval. So here phi is equals to omega t minus kx. Phi is equals to omega t minus kx is considered as the phase. Omega t minus kx is considered as the phase. And in the same time, here time remains constant. In the same time, for example, in 2 seconds, let us say the distance travelled by the wave is x1. So we can write it as at that instant, let us say phase is phi 1. At that instant, the phase of the particle is phi 1. So we can write it as omega t minus kx1. Next, after time 2 seconds, in the same time 2 seconds, in another situation, the distance travelled by the particle is x2. The phase is phi 2. In that situation, the phase is phi 2. So like this, delta phi is equals to k into delta x. So from this, delta phi can be written as k can be written as 2 pi by lambda into delta x. What is the value of k? What is k here? K is called propagation constant or angular wave number. K is called propagation constant or angular wave number. That is why delta phi is equals to 2 pi by lambda into delta x. 2 pi by lambda into delta x. So here, if delta x is equals to lambda, therefore delta phi can be written as 2 pi by lambda into lambda. So delta phi is equals to 2 pi. So that means if the path difference between two situations is wavelength, then the phase difference is nothing but 2 pi. If the path difference is 2 lambda, the phase difference is 4 pi. If the path difference is 3 lambda, the phase difference is 6 pi, like this. So that means if the path difference between two conditions is equal to wavelength, path difference between two conditions is equal to wavelength, then the phase difference must be equal to 2 pi radians. That means this is x1 and this is x2. Let us say the distance between x2 and x1 is equal to lambda. Distance between x1 and x2 is nothing but lambda. Then what is the phase difference between these two conditions? 2 pi radians. So that is the relation between phase difference and path difference. Next, in the same situation, what is the relation between phase difference and time difference? Phase difference and time difference. So let us say here, in this situation, so the distance remains constant, path is constant. So here let us say phi 1 is equals to omega t1 minus kx. Here the distance travelled by the wave remains constant, x remains constant. Let us say phase is phi 1, the time taken is t1. Let us the phase is phi 1, the time taken is t1. In the second situation, for the same distance x, let us say phi 2 is equals to omega t2 minus kx, omega t2 minus kx, like this. In the first case, phi 1 is equals to omega t1 minus kx. Here the distance remains constant, time varies. Distance remains constant, time varies. So, phi 1 equals to omega t1 minus kx, phi 2 equals to omega t2 minus kx. So, now phase difference. Now we can write it as phase difference. Phase difference means phi 2 minus phi 1. So, that is omega t2 minus kx minus omega t1 minus kx. So, this is delta phi is equals to omega t2 minus kx minus omega t1 plus kx minus kx gets cancelled. Then delta phi is equals to omega common t2 minus t1. So, delta phi is equals to omega into delta t. That is the relation between phase difference and time difference. Delta phi is equals to omega into delta t. Delta phi is equals to omega into delta t. So, now here omega can be written as 2 pi by t into delta t. Omega can be written as 2 pi by capital T into delta t. So, from this, if delta t is equals to time period, so the time difference between the two situations, is equal to time period or nothing but one wavelength, the time taken to complete one wave. So, that is called time period. If the time difference between these two situations, is equal to time period, then delta phi can be written as 2 pi by capital T into t. T gets cancelled. So, delta phi is equals to 2 pi. Delta phi is equals to 2 pi. That means the phase difference is equals to 2 pi radians. So, this is the relation between the phase difference and time difference, phase difference and path difference. Let us do an example here. If the path difference is given as 5 centimeters and the wavelength of the wave is let us say 20 centimeters. Find the phase difference. If the path difference is given as 5 centimeters and the wavelength of the wave is given as 20 centimeters, find the path difference. So, generally we know delta phi is equals to k into delta x. Relation between path difference and phase difference, difference between phase difference and path difference, delta phi is equals to k into delta x. So, from this delta phi, k can be written as 2 pi by lambda into delta x. So, delta phi is equals to 2 pi by lambda is given as 20. Here it is also both are in centimeters, so no need to convert. And path difference is considered as 540. So, delta phi is equals to 2 pi by 4. So, that is equals to pi by 2. The phase difference between those two situations is simply it is pi by 2, or it is k value or wavelength is mentioned like this, or here if omega and v is given, in the same situation if angular frequency or time period is given, then k can be written as omega by v. To find out the value of k, we can use omega by v. So, the same situation, if the wave is travelling with certain speed, so let us say, let the wave is travelling with 5 5 centimeters per second. Its time period is let us say 5 seconds. Its time period is 5 seconds. Then how can we calculate the value of k here? K is equals to omega by v. Omega can be written as 2 pi by t divided by v. So 2 pi by t into v. 2 pi by t is how much? T is how much? Given that t is 5 seconds and v is 5. So that is 2 pi by 25. K is how much? 2 pi by 25. Then substitute here. So in this situation, delta phi is equals to k into delta x. K is 2 pi by 25 into x is considered as 5. So that is phase difference is 2 pi by 5 like this. So the same question may be another given like this. If the directly path difference and wavelength is given, directly we can do this. If the wavelength is not mentioned, instead of wavelength, the wave traveling with certain speed and its time period is mentioned, then we can calculate the value of k. K equals to omega by v. Omega can be written as 2 pi by t divided by v like this. Next. So this is about relation between phase difference and path difference and like that. Next, we can find out the energy, intensity and power of the wave. Energy, intensity and power like that. What is the energy of the wave? We know y is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx. Energy is equals to a sine of omega t minus kx. Now, velocity of the particle can be written as dy by dt. So that is d by dt of a sine of omega t minus kx. So that means differentiation of sine cos, that is a omega cos of omega t minus kx. That is the velocity of the particle. Velocity of the particle dy by dt, that is a omega cos of omega t minus kx. Cos of omega t minus kx. Now kinetic energy, what is the kinetic energy formula? Half mv square. So here I am going to find out energy density. Energy density means energy per unit volume. So that means kinetic energy per unit volume. So kinetic energy is nothing but energy density. Kinetic energy formula generally half mv square. Energy density I am going to find out. Energy density means energy by unit volume. Kinetic energy by volume. Kinetic energy half mv square divided by volume. Mass can be written as volume into density d square by v. Vv gets cancelled, that is half rho v square. So half rho v square. So this is the displacement of the particle and velocity of the particle. Kinetic energy I am writing. So kinetic energy per unit energy density. Energy density means energy per unit volume. That is kinetic energy per unit volume. So this is half rho v square. So therefore kinetic energy per unit volume is equals to half rho v square. Half rho v is how much? A omega cos of omega t minus kx whole square. So that is equals to half rho a square omega square cos square omega t minus kx. Half rho a square omega square cos square omega t minus kx. This is kinetic energy per unit volume. But it is maximum. When it is maximum? If this value is maximum when cos of omega t minus kx value is equals to 1. Cos of omega t minus kx equals, if cos theta value is 1, that is the maximum possible value of cos theta. Cos theta value of 1, this is the maximum possible value of cos theta. Therefore, if cos of omega t minus kx equals to 1, then it is maximum. Therefore, kinetic energy per unit volume can be written as half rho a square omega square, if this value becomes 1. So, this is the maximum energy density, kinetic energy per unit volume, half rho a square omega square, half rho a square omega square. So, from this, so generally what we are doing here, this is displacement, velocity of the particle, differentiation of displacement. Then I am writing kinetic energy, energy density in the sense kinetic energy per unit volume. So, that is half rho v square. So, kinetic energy per unit volume is equals to half rho a square omega square. This is the maximum possible value. This is the maximum possible value. Next, come to the topic. So, kinetic energy per unit volume, how much we got? Half rho a square omega square, half rho a square omega square. So, kinetic energy is equals to, from this, half rho a square omega square into volume. For our convenience, volume can be written as area into length generally. So, therefore, kinetic energy can be written as half rho a square omega square s into delta x, where s is called surface area, delta x is called path length. Volume can be written as area into length. That area can be written as S and it is delta x. S is called surface area, S is called the surface area, and delta x is called the path length. Delta x is called the path length. So, now, so from this, power can be written as energy by time. Power can be written as energy by time. So, power can be written as energy, how much? Half rho a square omega square s into delta x divided by t. This is the kinetic energy per unit volume, and kinetic energy can be written as s into delta x. So, power can be written as generally energy by time. Therefore, power can be written as half rho a square omega square x delta x by t. Delta x by t is nothing but velocity. P is equals to half rho a square omega square s into v, where v is called wave velocity, where v is called wave velocity, because path length divided by time, the distance travelled by the wave divided by time, that is wave velocity. P is equals to half rho a square omega square sv. What is s here? Surface area. Next, come to the point, intensity of the wave. Intensity can be defined as power by area. Power is half rho a square omega square sv divided by area, surface area is s. Therefore, I can be written as half rho a square omega square v, or that means we can write intensity is directly proportional to square of amplitude. Intensity of the wave is directly proportional, intensity of the wave is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. Intensity is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. So, these are the energy, power and intensity of the wave. So, this can also be written as I is equals to half rho a square Omega can be written as 2 pi f in terms of frequency. I is equals to half rho a square 4 pi square f square v. So I is equals to 2 2 z 2 rho a square 2 pi square rho a square f square v. This is also the intensity equation. So this is intensity directly proportional to a square, or intensity this can be written as like this: I is equals to 2 pi square rho a square f square v. So this is energy, power and intensity of the wave. Next, relation between wave velocity and particle velocity. So generally equation can be written as a sin of omega t minus kx. So particle velocity Vp can be written as dy by dt, rate of change of displacement, or we can write it as a omega cos of omega t minus kx. You know this very well. So differentiation of the sine wave differentiation is cos, d by dt of omega t is omega. No need to differentiate x. So that why dv velocity of the particle is a omega cos of omega t minus kx, because dx by dt is 0. Why? Because the particles does not displaced. The particles of the medium does not changing from one position to other position, but the disturbance carried out. So that is the main reason here. If you also do this dx by dt is 0 in this situation. Velocity of the particle, that means particle does not changing from one position to other position. Wave is changing. X is the position of the wave. That is. Now here dy by dx, let us say we can do d by dx of a sin of omega t minus kx. So that is a cos of omega t minus kx and d by dx of minus kx, a cos of omega t minus kx into minus k. So that is minus ak cos of omega t minus kx, minus ak cos of omega t minus kx. Here velocity of the particle is a omega cos of omega t minus kx. So from these two, let us say equation 1, it's equation 2. So from 1 and 2, what we can write from 1 and 2? So here dy by dx is equals to minus k into a cos of omega t minus kx. So minus k into a cos of omega t minus kx can be written as Vp by omega. Vp by omega. So dy by dx is equals to minus k by omega into Vp. So dy by dx is equals to minus Vp by V, because omega by k is V, k by omega is 1 by V. So that's why. So omega equals to, we know, k by V, sorry, k is equals to omega by V, or V is equals to omega by k, or k by omega, that's by 1 by V. So from this, velocity of the particle can be written as minus dy by dx into velocity. So from this, what is Vp? Velocity of the particle. What is dy by dx? Nothing but slope of the wave. Velocity of the particle is equals to negative slope of the wave into velocity of the wave. This is the relation between velocity of the particle and velocity of the wave, where Vp is velocity of the particle, V is velocity of the wave. Here V is velocity of the wave. Vp is velocity of the particle. So velocity of the particle is equals to slope into negative slope into v. dy by dx is nothing but the slope of the wave. Y component by x component, or change in y component by change in x component, that is nothing but the slope. So Vp is equals to minus dy by dx into v. So this is the velocity of the wave, relation between velocity of the particle and velocity of the wave.